What's up, family? This is your local OG motherfucking Juggalo. Yeah. Now, I like to go over something that's not really, well, it's Juggalo related. I'm gonna put a Juggalo fucking twist on that shit, you motherfuckers. But, what it's about is fishing. I love fishing, it's a relaxing hobby, I guess you could say, because you get to, just sit by the water, enjoy the silence, you know, maybe puff on one, maybe drink on one, just get away from the drama, especially if you got a wife, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, so I want to go into my, because one of my favorite fish of all time to catch would happen to be carp. And the reason why I like catching carp is because the fight that they put up. Those little fuckers, well, some of them are really big, too. That's another reason why I like catching them. But from hook until you get them in the net or get them on the bank, whatever, it's a fight. It's a struggle. They're constantly trying to get away and you're constantly trying to get them in. Sometimes certain catfish, some of them put up a nice fight. And there's nothing like catching a big ass fucking blue cat or a shellhead, so don't get me wrong. But sometimes with certain catfish, they don't really run too much. They're funny. They got their own personalities, each catfish. Some are fighters, or some are just like, they don't really give a shit. They're just like, get it over with, like they've been through this rodeo before. Just fucking get the hook out of my mouth, put me back in the water if you are, or whatever. You know, but carp, on the other hand, the only time carp are really lethargic, I guess you could say, is when it's cold out, and the water temperature's down. And then they're like, they don't really fight as much. But when it's summertime, springtime, and fall time, man, best fishing you'll ever have. And once you catch onto a spot of them, a hole, it's like boom, 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 boom. It's like even hard to keep a pole in the water. If you don't have your bells clicked or whatever, you're going to lose a pole possibly, which I ain't never lost a pole in all the years I've been fishing. And I fish dangerously. I don't click my bells. I like the thrill of trying to catch my pole sometimes. Because we used to fish on it was in the city, a place called Westgate. And there's a bunch of carp in there, and there's a bunch of nice sized cats from where people would catch them from the Scioto and bring them to Westgate. But either way, there was no place to, put up rod holders or whatever, because it was a concrete edge all around. So you pretty much just have your shit laying on the ground for the most part. And when a carp would fucking get onto your shit, you just, you'd hear your pole start dragging. If you didn't get on that shit, it was gone. Because once carp take your shit, they're gone. They don't play around. And catfish for a certain, stint. But in my opinion, carp have always gave me the best fight I've ever had. Like, and granted, I haven't been fishing for a bunch of exotic fish, so I can't, well, I wouldn't say the best fight, because a saw guy are a motherfucker to catch sometimes, and needle nose gar are a motherfucker to catch, but that's different. That's because their fucking mouth's like as big as your fucking pinky type deal. But either way, so moving along. So carp, I like to catch carp, and I like to catch all fish for the most part. But when I go carp fishing, my tried and true method, that's what we're going to get into. And it's got a Juggalo spin on it. But my tried and true method is Wheaties. You go get a box of Wheaties, and you take out a nice size handful or two, depending on how big you want to make the ball itself, depending on how long you're going to be there, whatever. You'll get the portions down as you go. You'll understand how much you need for the trip you're going to have, because it's different. If you decide to go longer or whatever, longer hours, you're going to need a bigger ball, of course. It will depend on how they're biting, because it's called fishing, not catching, for a reason. But either way, so you take the Wheaties, and if you're doing this by the bank, which I usually do a lot, I do it by the water when I'm out fishing. Now, I wanted to film this live action or whatever, but I couldn't figure out, which I will one day, really a way to get a decent angle to where you can see everything. So I did it in still shots. So, which you'll still get the point. But either way, so you get a handful, nice handful, when you put it in. Right here, I got a bandana. And you put it in a bandana. And now you start crushing it up to where it looks, about like this. Now you can use, well, we'll get to that, but you crush it up to where it looks about like that. Now, depending on how you want to do it. Now, if you want to sit there, and I always thought it was best to, because you want it scent, like, for the most part. So a lot of people use attractants like anise, which is like a licorice type smell, vanilla abstract, which vanilla abstract's got two good things to it. One, it's got alcohol in it, and two, it's got that sweet smell. For whatever reason, a lot of fish like alcohol taste. Go figure. And then Kool-Aid. And Kool-Aid I like Kool-Aid because it's cheap. You could buy a pack of it for like $1 at like fucking Save-A-Lot or whatever. Or maybe two for $1, I'm not sure. But either way, and you get all these flavors because, fish like certain things on certain days, it seems like. Kind of like when you're bass fishing, you got to use certain lures on certain days. Well, it's the same way with carp. Certain days they're fucking digging cherry flavor. Other days they like fucking grape or whatever. Hell, I've caught them on almost every flavor of Kool-Aid. So it's good to have a pack of Kool-Aid. A variety pack or whatever. Now, so you crush it up to about that consistency. And you sprinkle the Kool-Aid in there if you want to. And then you take that ball and you could do that rag, and you do one of the things. You gotta, twist it up like in a ball or whatever. You do one of two things. You can either A, put it in the water, to where you're getting it wet and moist to where you can form a ball. Or B, you can pour soda over it. Now, see, the reason why I did this is because carp like sweet things as well. And you got to figure, if you use a pack of Kool-Aid, it's going to be sour. So I came up with the ideal to use pop, because I usually have it with me. You go out fishing and should have something to drink. Sometimes I'd have old 2 liters that I left in my backpack because I don't leave trash behind me. I usually pick up trash that other fucking ungrateful motherfuckers leave behind them. The respect thing. But so yeah, sometimes I'll have leftover 2 liters, and I'll use that for the water base or whatever, because I want it to have a different scent than the water itself. That's one of the whole goals. So it attracts them. I don't want it to cover up the scent. So that's what I mainly do, and it works pretty well. So you take your Wheaties, you put it in a rag or whatever, a bandana, you crush them up to a decent consistency. You pour your Kool-Aid in there if you want to, or whatever type of attractant, and then you use the Fago as the liquid to form it, I guess you would say, to crush it down. But yeah, that's about it. I hope this Juggalo bait will help you catch carp. As you see, we caught a carp this day, my brother did, and it was a terrible day for fishing, to be honest. It wasn't really a good day, so to catch that one carp when all the carp were suspended for the most part, and there wasn't feeding off the bottom, to attract one of them, it was a pretty good day, I guess. But that's it. Much clown love. Good luck to all y'all motherfuckers if you go out there fishing, and try carp fishing if you haven't before. It's fucking a blast. Whoop whoop.